Here we go, Jared. Here we are at episode number 88 of Breaking Business Barriers. Before we intro the ever famous golf hand slash entrepreneur slash if you need a great guy for a little golf team action, he's your man. I will tell you that. Hey, look, Jared, let's give some shout outs to some folks that have been on our podcast in the past that have their own either podcasts or their own business. I think that would be appropriate. So shout out to Troy Garris. He hosts a really good and informative weekly. You can find it on YouTube and you can also find it on LinkedIn, but it's mortgage banking live stream. Really good for those of us in and around the industry, even though, Cory, you may not be a mortgage banker, but people in insurance, you're a builder, you do renovations, be really good because it's right in your wheelhouse. Brandon Straza has a podcast called The Mastermind Effect. Check it out. You can find him on Facebook. You can find him on LinkedIn. And then the last one we'll mention, at least for today, Coach Kyle Draper, easily found on Facebook and LinkedIn, creator of content marketing, and is a coach, knows social media, really knows the video. So just shout out to those folks. And here we go, Jared. Let's introduce our guy of the day. And that's Cory Stone, and I mean, you look at the guy, if you ever saw his biceps, you'd know why his last name is Stone. He may have some of the biggest biceps I've ever seen in a golfer. There's no doubt about it. Hence why he probably hits it about 400 off the tee box. But Cory has a number of businesses, but as you can see on the screen here, Ultimate Choice Roofing and Remodeling. That's how I got to know Cory initially, through some contacts in the business that we're around. But hey, Cory, welcome to episode number 88 of Breaking Business Barriers, my friend.
Thank you. I'm proud to be on this podcast with you guys.
Right. As you can tell, Cory might be from Texas. You never know. I'm surprised he didn't have his hat on, but I bet you he's probably got his boots on. No doubt about it.
Born in Cowtown, proud of it.
That's right. That's right. Cory, you're an entrepreneur. You've owned a number of businesses, and I think you've done so better part of 12 years, give or take.
Yes, close to 12. I mean, I've been in construction 10, but I was raised in construction. My grandpa built homes in the 50s. $10 a square foot. He's still alive, 91 years old. We love to sit with him and hear his stories. And $10 a square foot in the 50s, and we're about to build homes in the $200 square foot range. And we just had a big meeting this morning about building in Rockwall Heath area.
Cool. And, so your journey started, with a family business, essentially, right? You're in and around the business, probably swinging the hammer, doing all the things,
Yes, sir.
Loading the scraps, doing all that. But how beyond that lift, how was it? Was it a dare, or was it? How'd you get into what you're doing today? Because you're writing the checks.
Yes, let me go into detail. I mean, I didn't actually ever swing the hammer from my grandpa, and my uncle got into it as well. My dad claims he hated it, so he didn't get in the business. He was a salesman like me. We're more of the sales division of it. My dad hated hanging trim and was hurting himself all the time. He got out of it in the 70s. Said, I'm not helping my dad build houses, but my uncle built some, and I climbed on some roofs on the custom home my dad was building. My uncle Randy Stone built my dad a custom home on his 30 acres in Stephenville. And I climbed up that roof and I was scared to death. I mean, they're like, get up there and check that. And I couldn't even handle it, but I overcome my fears and learned a little bit about roofing that day. But to my past, my dad, I come from a rodeo family. That's where the accent probably is, cowboy family. They're calf ropers, and my dad put me on the golf course. So played golf from when I was 5 years old, riding in a golf cart with him, learned how to drive that cart real quick, and played 4 years of high school golf, 4 years of college golf, and then turned pro in 98, 99 time frame. Thought I didn't like it, so I got out of it. Went the corporate America route. I was a head college coach at West Texas A&M. That didn't last about 6 months. I was an assistant pro and West Texas A&M didn't want to really pay any money to grow the program. So that I got into corporate America, did the chemical plant, was getting a pension and did that for 7 years. And I thought I'd turn pro again and quit a 6-figure job to leave selling these chemicals, and went into pro golf again. And I was playing on the Trump $1 Million Shootout Tour, US Pro Golf Tour in 2007, but they shut down the tour and stole our money. So I got back into, played a few more mini tour events. The money wasn't there. So I got in the car business and met some guys in the roofing industry down in Houston, Katy area. Saw them, driving the big lifted trucks, and thought, heck, what is this? I wanted to get involved, and worked for Remedy Roofing for a little bit, not very long. And then my ex-partner that I got into the business with, he owned the Ultimate Builders, and we sold cars at Bill Hurd Chevrolet in Sugar Land for a temporary time. But he got into construction, and I got out of it. I couldn't stand the car business, and we got into building down in Houston. He showed me the ropes. I brought it up to Dallas in probably 2009, 2010 timeframe. And Lantana had a big storm. We kind of launched the Dallas division in Lantana, worked the hailstorms up there. And from there, 2 years went by, and I just wasn't a legal partner with him. So it was time to start my own in 2012. So he was the Ultimate Builders. I was the big marketing guru of it, saying we're the Ultimate Builders, the ultimate choice. So I came up with Ultimate Choice as the name of my companies that we have now today, 8 years old, 8+ with the BBB. We've got Ultimate Choice Flooring, a DBA that's new the last 2 years. We opened a storefront. We've got 2 going right now, one in Rockwall, one in Richardson. And now we're about to launch Ultimate Choice Custom Luxury Homes as another DBA with it. Ultimate Choice Roofing and Remodeling is the main entity. And it's Ford Motors picked us this year during the pandemic. I did a Zoom call with Intercom's VP out of New York. She must have liked the accent too, because they picked us for their free ads. The Ford Tough, American Dream, Pandemic, get moving Dallas and America forward. So we've been getting some free ads from Ford. A big, proud moment for the company.
So Cory, you're a fascinating guy, because you come off as just so laid back and just good old country boy, if that's okay to say. And
yes, sir.
Yet, you have such an extensive background in sales and marketing and business. Talking about golf. I always, especially, 20 years ago or so, I always perceived golf as kind of a highbrow, sport. So I'm imagining this guy who gives Matthew McConaughey's accent a run for its money around, a lot of people who, traditionally are more, what's the word? I guess highbrow would be the term that I would use. So such an interesting story. How did you two meet each other?
Who's that?
The two of you, Brent and you, Cory.
Brent, I met him at a networking event, I believe, with mortgage banking when he was doing that. And
very cool.
Sarah, forgot her last name, Mix, but we were doing some, Rockwall Gun Club training, and mixed with networks in Frisco, Plano area. And I was always out networking, and met Brent, and he brought me in, I guess, on that Brandon. I was supposed to be on Brandon's show one day, but I hadn't done anything with Brandon lately. Straza's his last name?
Yes, sir. Great guy.
Tell
us more about the custom builder business that you started.
So we're about to launch that. I was actually a Luxa Custom Homes franchise owner 2 years ago, and it just didn't. It was a great concept. I got involved. It kind of broke up. I mean, they wanted us to finance everything we did. I wasn't ready to build $800 $1 million homes at that time at Cedar Creek Lake. We had a place down there. We were going to build the first spec, but taking an $800 $1 million home down there and taking the risk, and the franchise didn't really help us with the financing. So it never kicked off. So now we're partnering up with Dallas Design Group. The Wynns, Alice Wynn owns that, and Eric Wynn owns Design Masters. We just left Eric's house in Heath, and Jason Wynn's his brother, Regal Realtors. So we're partnering with all of them together, and we're going to have Ultimate Choice luxury homes built in Heath and Rockwall.
Super cool. So I think it's neat that, you've got that history with home construction going all the way back to your grandfather. And, you've gone out and you've done quite a few things. And here you are going back to your roots, it sounds like, with construction.
Yes, sir. I've done several flips, and, those are tough to gauge how much you're going to spend on them. So I'm ready to kick off the new homes and spec homes and custom homes. So we're looking for buyers that want to build their dream house, and we've got the perfect team to show them the way. And go through the designing. Dallas Design Group was started in 1972, and the Wynns, they are great to work with, and we're going to have that as a team. We're a partnership to get the floor plan started, find the lot they want. Heath Crossing is about to have phase 3 or 4 coming out, and we're about to crack off a spec in January. We met this morning about what the next plan is to find the perfect lot for the first spec.
So Cory, you owning a business, and so many of our listeners, they range in age. Maybe they've been in that W-2 situation, and all of a sudden they're like, hey, I need some freedom opportunity to make more money, maybe freedom to spend more time with family, whatever that is. But there's a sales side. I know you pride yourself on marketing and sales, and you come across pretty stoic, pretty darn serious. But when you get into your sale, I've seen it. So when you get into your sale, yeah, there we go. That's starting right now. When you get your sales mode, can you give some people advice, maybe getting outside of their comfort zone? And again, you can turn it on like a light switch. You go from Mr. Serious to all of a sudden, all right, let's get busy. Any advice for listeners?
Well, yes, I see it a lot in recruiting, and I'm the main recruiter for the company, and it's like everybody's scared of something. Their fear takes over. We've lost good guys, and due to they want a guarantee in life, and they want that hourly guarantee or what they're going to make. And we show them an unlimited 6-figure income, but some of them just don't see the big picture and or stick it out basically. But I've had nice homes and was married once and started from being broke and living in a hostel in Irving when I started all this. So I've lived in a 1-bedroom hostel. It's crazy from having a 3,600 square foot house with a full family. It started completely over. So, you just have to do it. These people, we train hard, and I'm just a hardcore guy. A lot of people might not have that in them, but we try to train that to see if, close and get the check. And we're going to do things right. I've got a new hire right now that's learning. He's 24 years old, and he's seen 2 clients, hold back paying us. They don't want to pay their checks up front. And we just have to explain to them, we got to buy materials. We can't take all the financing part of it. You've got to pay for some of this up front. And then they don't understand they've got money coming in the back end that they can hold if we're not making them happy or the job wasn't done right. So I have to explain that to them. We just went through that with a lady in Plano. She was saying, why do I give this first insurance check over to you? Well, we're scared you're not going to pay us. You put it in your bank, we might not ever get paid. And we've spent $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 on your house. We have to get paid too. So we just learn the fear of getting that big check, and you have to collect it. We have to get a contract signed, and we teach them how to go through the whole process of doing it the right way. And I preach pulling permits. There's so many homeowners that don't want to pull permits on certain jobs. And I'm like, I want to, because it protects me. I've done flip houses where an electrician comes in and does shoddy work. They rush you for the pay. First of all, the subs are broke, and they'll come in and want their check right after they're done. And if you don't get time to check the work or have a permit inspected, they leave with that check, and then the work has to be redone. So permits protect you. And I preach that in our in our construction and process, permits, protect. And then that's the way we set ourselves apart from anybody else. I mean, we don't want to be shady. And I mean, we're good friends with like Don Gay, the eight-time world champion bull rider. I'm a good personal friend of his, and he calls me the straight shooter. And I mean, he loves straight shooters too. And most clients want a straight shooter and honest and everything else. So I pride myself being a straight shooter.
Well, so not only sales, but you're managing what some would consider a small business, but it's a big business. Yeah, with multifacets, you've got to know your numbers, and then deliver the ultimate customer service. Balancing all those things probably can create a few gray hairs here and there, but still manage to smile. By the way, I may have some solutions for you on the home renovation side. So when it comes to some of these things, I can help you out with that. But as a mortgage,
sounds great. We love teamwork and help. I mean, who doesn't? I'm always wanting to grow. I mean, you grow your golf game after you tee it off shoot 80 one day, 72 the next. You got to keep learning in everything you do.
I would like to shoot 72 beyond 9 holes.
We'll get you some golf lessons. I've got several pro golfers that will actually work for me. So
yeah, I've met at least one of them, maybe 2.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Hey, why don't you give us something a little that cracks up?
Crack you up?
Yep.
My laugh, no. My accent should crack you up. All through college, I was mocked, I mean, this accent is like, I had to get over it, I grew up insecure. So it's like, you got to gain that confidence. And that's where I see on these salesmen, it's like, they've got to grow. I mean, you've got to train them and mentor them. I mean, I've had mentors in so many different realms of, like, my background is so extensive. It's crazy. Like, I've been to firefighting schools. I've rappelled off towers, Roco rescue. I mean, I have a extensive background of different things I've done that's made me who I am. But as far as cracking people up, I mean, we'd probably have to sit and have a beer or something. But I don't know. You kind of hit me on the spot. But I mean, my grandpa's still 91. He'd put pantyhose over his head and, scare people. I mean, and he's dressed as a, what do you call it? A female before. He's a crazy one, but he's all about, cracking up people too and having fun, even though we're a serious business.
Yeah, that's good.
Kind of give me a joke and maybe I can come back with another one.
Well, I'll take you up on the beer deal. And I think Jared might too. So but again,
we need to be, golfing, I'm trying to start a foundation of this year's. I've had a lot of deaths around me, which is just unbelievable. And 2 of them were real close to me. And I'm wanting to start a foundation for their kids. They both left kids here. And one of them was in Frisco. He actually killed himself and they found him behind the Frisco library. So I'm wanting, he's a guns up, big friends with Cliff Kingsbury. We were probably going to go out to Arizona and watch a game, and he's not with us anymore. So mental health and suicide's a foundation I want to start with a golf tournament behind it, and possibly guns. I mean, guns and golf. I mean, I want golf and guns to be involved with it.
Well, good for you for wanting to reach out. I know you've got a kind heart as well. And there's a lot of things that are important to you outside of just your day-to-day
making
business.
money. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, yesterday I took 2 of my crews to Gloria's on the harbor in Rockwall, and they didn't know how to even get down there. I led them down there and they loved it. I just took it I just felt spontaneous, and I was like, they went and fixed a door, and, they were supposed to do this job for me and they didn't get here in time. I put another crew on it, but they did go repair the door because that crew couldn't fix it. It was a carpet install. So we just went to Gloria's and had lunch together and broke bread. And I just felt proud that they really liked that. I mean, they were blown away by Gloria's. They'd never been in there.
Cory,
we're blessed beyond measure, our lives and people that we're around. So it's like, I love blessing others with it.
I think that's a really important, lesson for a lot of people is to, when they start to experience success, to, give back and share it. And I think that's an awesome reminder. Speaking of your grandfather, Cory, I bet he could tell you, I bet he has told you some pretty interesting stories about just how, the construction business has changed over the years. Someone was telling me that around 1980 or so, that the code for, foundations, for electric, for a lot of things, changed tremendously, to where, prior to that era, you could put a foundation down, and as long as it was holding up long enough to sell that house, you were
They
getting
got away with it.
Yeah, but after that point, I was told it was right around then, like 80, 82, the standards got a lot stricter, and the odds of having a good foundation, for example, after that point are actually potentially better, depending on who the builder was, I guess.
Yes, I mean, I haven't talked to him about that much, but yes, we've talked about that on our new homes. We're going to put the lime soil testing and do all the prep work for the foundation. We don't want problems with lawsuits
Right.
after the fact that they move in and things start falling in or cracking everywhere. So we're going to take the precautions on our foundations to make sure the soil testing is done, and the lime, we're going to do the injections and build them right. But yeah, our grandpa did build up to 82, and then he lost a couple houses in 82. I mean, the crash, he got out of it in 82. He basically couldn't sell two houses.
Wow.
So that was how he exited.
Hey, Cory, it's, as we get ready to wrap up here, could you remind everyone where it's most easily where you can be found?
Yes, sir. We have a new flooring showcase showroom at 1352 Mims Road, Rockwall, Texas, 75032. And we have a sales and flooring store in Richardson as well, 401 North Central Expressway, Suite 100, Richardson, Texas. We're actually hiring. We're looking for more sales and project managers. We're always hiring. And with this pandemic, I really don't understand why people aren't trying to find a new career in construction, because it's not going anywhere. With the PGA coming here, the new home construction, all the new commercial builds, we're getting into commercial construction as well. We've already been in it, but we're working with Blue Book to get bids on that. So, I mean, we are looking for people. I mean, we need help. We can't get to everything we've got. So, I mean, I need help, and I just don't understand what the workforce is going to, but it's a frustrating one at this point. So,
Cory, you mentioned, potentially setting up a foundation, or, even a GoFundMe for some of these families that have experienced loss over the past year. If you have anything on that, please send it to us and we can share it to our platforms online.
I will. I'm still trying to create the name. I wanted to probably use both their last names, Baker and Brooks, and Baker and Brooks Foundation for Mental Health and Suicide.
Well, we'll definitely create the buzz.
Off.
We'll definitely create the buzz for you on that, and know it's a work in progress. What we'll also do, Cory, is on our release, on our write-up, we'll let you know that, or let people know that you are hiring, and you'd love to be able to talk to people with experience, maybe without experience. You talked about in a pretty intensive training program, which would be fantastic. And if we can help your business in any which way, and maybe even show your granddaddy that you do podcasts. I'm sure
Yes,
he's
sir.
got.
He would love to see that. We show him. He loves hugging my new wife, and we have some fun. He's still a hoot, like you said, show me something, give me a joke. I mean, I'll find some from him and we'll do another one. I wish I could bring him out here, and he doesn't travel because he's not healthy enough, I guess, to risk it. But
yeah,
we want to get him out there because he doesn't know much about this technology. He sees Facebook when we show it to him, but he still lives on his own. So he's still healthy.
Hey guys, sorry, didn't mean to cut you off there, Cory.
Go ahead. Yeah, he still lives on his own.
That's amazing. That's so cool. Well, to end on a light note here, since we were talking about jokes, I've got a great joke about construction, but I'm still working on it. I've got to hammer out a few kinks, make sure to nail the delivery, and I just don't want to screw it up.
Yes, sir. Don't want to sell faulty product. You better nail it right.
There
Nail
you
it
go.
down, baby.
There you go. We'll
Yeah.
we'll wrap this up. Cory, it's a pleasure to have you on Breaking Business Barriers and knowing more about your journey and how that can influence others and the opportunities that you have. As you said, you've got opportunities for others to come and join you and your companies of what it is that you're doing. And you're a builder. I know that you're a builder beyond just a
Yes, sir.
builder. You like to build businesses and you like you like doing that. You like putting the puzzle pieces together. And I think that's really exciting. Cory,
Yes, sir.
both Brent Duhaime and Jared Ty. We'll wrap this one up. Episode number 88 of Breaking Business Barriers. And as always, it is onward and upward. Thank you, sir, for joining us.
Cheers, guys.
Thank y'all. Cheers.